Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Yep. 205-964-5243. You know.
Doesn't matter what butter was developed.
No, that's the real question is.
Doesn't matter what part of Africa was butter invented. Anyway, so we're here to talk about real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesaling real estate, where your cash or credit does not matter. Low risk, high reward opportunity. Today's topic is, does the 70% rule still work? Okay, yeah, that's it. All right, so with that being said, you could text the word Gator to the number 205-964-5243, and that gets you pushed to the front of the line. Also, you can have your own personal seminar. You want to partner with us on deals, text 5050 to the number 5050. That's on houses. Make sure that you subscribe, share, like, follow. We don't ask for much. Could you at least do that? Please, 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 please. The paperwork. It all starts with this, guys. You text the word contract. Not only do you get free access to the one-page contract that I've personally been using since 2003, but I've been giving away since 2008. You can get your free access to it. Also, instructional videos on how to fill it out for sellers and buyers. So text the word contract, along with getting it signed electronically, virtually. So text the word contract to the number. VIP is the letters that you need to know if you're trying to take a hold of this and not get too confused because of the amount of content that's been placed on the channel over the years. We put together a playlist that will allow you to simply determine whether you have, the entire process. So it's step by step as it possibly can get, with over 900 videos. So text VIP to the number to access that free playlist. So you wonder what times we come on. Well, here you go. Text you don't text anything. I just need to tell you. We normally come on between Monday through Wednesday, 3:45 p.m. Eastern, around that time. Then on Thursdays around 8:05 p.m. Eastern. We had a training the other night on wholesaling virtually, dealing with real estate agents, what to say, how to deal with earnest money deposit, proof of funds. You can access that replay of that training. Just text the word Flippenar to the number. Text the word Flippenar to the number. You can access that free training. I think that's enough of that.
All right. So the first one was on here before we even started. So shout out to her. So
what's her name?
Her name is Sarah Miss Juicy Jackson.
We got the thing in today.
Can you make it juicy? That's what I think about when I hear the word juicy. All right. So it says, good afternoon, Ty and ladies. Hopefully I won't kick the camera anymore. First, I want to say thanks so much for all your content. My brain is literally on overload. So I found several vacant off-market homes, but I'm having a hard time trying to find the owner's names, phone numbers, and addresses. What do I do? Please help and thank you.
Okay, so she says she's built a list of vacant houses and she's having trouble finding who the owner is, or just their phone numbers?
Phone numbers, addresses, names.
Okay, so you don't have a tool that will allow you to do that. So what you need to do is just text the word vacant to 205-964-5243. Text the word vacant to the number, and that will give you instructions and a tool that will allow you to determine who owns a property, the mailing address. And even if you want to skip trace, you could do it through there. There are some other options that I recommend. Turn it down a bit. Yeah. Can't feel it though. You ain't got to tilt it the right way.
You got to turn the gray part towards him.
Yeah.
No, turn it. You see how the gray part is? Turn that towards him. Oh, yeah, that's the thing.
It was great to be young. It'd be over with for me if I was on that table. That's good.
Oh,
I feel that's good. I got it.
That's the benefit of short legs.
I was gonna say something else, but yeah.
Ooh, yeah, he don't care nothing about nobody else getting no L.
Him word. You just said it a while ago when you can push in your chair in here.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Like I said, the benefit of short legs.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Once you take your yoga
You
class,
can
you can
it's gonna be over with.
Because you have short legs, you can squat.
When I start taking yoga, it's gonna be over with.
You're going to be crawling in here.
Huh?
He ain't gonna start nothing. He keeps talking about it.
Hey, he'll come in like Superman. No, he just when he starts flying, he just have his hands behind like that. That's me. That's me. I'm sorry.
Y'all hold tight to it.
Hey,
make sure he work out.
Any local, I take for granted. Maybe some people watching, I never know. Any local yoga instructor, any local yoga instructors in Birmingham, holler at me.
And he want a woman.
Yeah, I prefer a woman. It ain't a deal killer. You know.
He want a woman. All right. So Facebook saying, hey, Kenneth from Facebook said, what's up? Gage Patterson from YouTube said, what's up, Flipman? Okay, this one came from Carrie Harris. He said, hey, Flipman, with bandit signs having winter months coming up, which way would you recommend wholesaling?
Okay, so it's about to get cold. In some places, it's probably tomorrow is the 31st. As of September, it starts to get cold in some places. Well, you know, colder.
I wish I could experience that.
I don't.
I don't either.
I think it's gonna be hot.
I would at least.
I want us to be.
I would like to just put a damn coat on.
Well, you. Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
You can move.
I do agree with Ken. I kind of think it's going to be temperate. The climate is going to be
until January. Mark my word.
It's going to be warm.
Yes.
It's going to be not
have you not
unusual
seen in China
warm,
like these people like are like outside land like.
Oh, this ain't
It's so high. But I'm just saying it's everywhere though. It's been really high.
Yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about?
They're saying with the winter months coming up, which way would you recommend wholesaling?
Okay, so when the winter the question is bandit signs still an option in cold places? See, what I assume is you all that live in those places, you're used to it, right? Now, when I used to personally put out bandit signs myself, right? I used to actually put it out in the cold one. I know what it considered cold here for us. In the 40s, it's freezing.
Yeah, that'd be cold.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
I know I've done it in the 40s. It's freezing, but normally I'm just popping out the car, popping back in, never turn the car off when I was doing it by myself years ago or whatever. So I can only assume if you're used to that type of weather, because obviously you are, because you still live there. Now, sometimes people move there and it's their job and you really never get used to it. I'm talking about you day oneers.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking, does the cold do something to the sign? I wouldn't even.
No, it don't do nothing. It's corrugated plastic. It's gonna last up there. It takes a long time for it to get. It can get brittle over time. It can get brittle and sort of hard, but that's after a couple of years or whatever. So to answer the questions, assuming they don't want to do it in the cold, so that's what they're asking. Okay, so now there are tons of other options.
They're in Buffalo, New York.
Oh yeah, that's
I
I just feel it already.
I feel your pain.
Oh my God. Oh,
They should be used to it.
all right. That's what I'm saying. They got to be used to it.
Used to it.
This is a
They must have just moved up there.
yeah. This is an option. Just text the word text to the number. That's an option to get you going. Text messaging. Now, of course, you can do that nationwide. All right. You can build lists. I mean, and if you don't want to target your local area, here's an option right here that you can do that allows you to target properties, obviously in your market, but also outside your market, but more so outside your market, on the market properties. You could cold call, text the word. If you're gonna do it yourself, then you're doing it yourself. But if you want to hire some VAs to do it for you, in warm weather, text the word scale to the number to set up an appointment to talk to the people that we use or whatever. See how they can make life easier and use some money.
Yeah, this person said money don't wait on weather.
Now, money don't wait on weather. And they spend the same. And guess what? Those bills are still going to come.
Amen. They might be a little
Unless you
higher.
like Fred G. Sanford, put them back in the mailbox. Fred say, I never received it.
I'm gonna try that. Someone asked, can you put the contract up again? I can put that lower third up too.
That's on Facebook. That's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How expensive is Hayden? Expensive.
Oh, hey.
All right. This one says, good afternoon. What's the reason a closing company wouldn't want to deal with a wholesaler?
Okay, so what's the reason a title company wouldn't want to deal with a closing? What is the reason a title company or closing attorney would not want to deal with a wholesaler? Probably the number one reason is that they don't understand or believe that you can actually do that legally, even though you can. And they've never done it before. So a lot of times when people have never heard of something or never done it and they're supposed to be in that business, they assume automatically you're not supposed to do it. No, you just never done it before. But that's going to be the number one reason, is that they've never done it before, or they've had some bad experiences with some wholesalers and they say we're just not going to do that anymore. It could be that too. Because one of the closing attorneys I use here at / title companies, he was, he was laughing about it, but he was saying a wholesaler just basically didn't show up on a deal, just checked out or whatever. They had already put some energy and time into it or whatever. So, and that makes it bad for us all when that happens.
All right. Let's see. You have any?
Oh, I got one. This is kind of basic. Okay, this is on Instagram. What's the first step? Should I start? They said it wrong. What's the first step to get started?
Okay, someone from Instagram say, what is the first step to get started? Boom, you're doing it. Educating yourself. Now, assume that you've educated yourself, and the question may be, well, I think I'm pretty sure about the process. What should I do next? That's a different question. All right. Couple of things you can do, and you can do them at the same time or choose to do one or the other. Either build a buyer's list, cash buyer's list, or you got to choose a method of generating leads. You got to do that regardless, though. Even if you don't have a buyer's list, you got to choose a way of generating leads, whether that's through other wholesalers, that's either through marketing and advertising, such as the text messaging, the cold calling, the bandit signs, the direct mail, Facebook ads, Google AdWords, TikTok ads, Instagram ads, YouTube pre-rolls, this option or whatever. So you got to do something. Build list. I think I got the word. You build list, text the word list to do that. So you have to determine how are you going to talk to people that own real estate on a daily basis. If you talk to enough of them, some of them will want to sell. Some of them that do want to sell will want to sell cheap enough that you can put under contract and wholesale. So, but it starts with educating yourself, and you started that process. If you're here, welcome.
All right. Robert Moore said, "What's up, Flip Man and ladies? May God continue blessing you all." I received
Same
that.
to you, sir.
This
More,
one
sir.
says, it came from Rick Hernandez. It says, "What if the people are dead and the son can't be found?"
What if the owners are deceased and the relatives can't be found? And the relatives can't be found. Woo, okay, so you got to start to do some investigating, my friend. All right, first, ideally, you want to determine who are those relatives. And you said it's a son, so how do you know it's a son? Someone gave you that information, so does that person that provided that information know that individual's name and how to reach them? Okay, if they don't, now you can use simple websites such as Intellus.com, INTELIUS.com. I think that's how it's spelled. And it'll normally, if you put in someone's name, the city that they're in, it'll identify previous addresses that they've had. So one of the addresses that you're targeting should come up. Then it'll offer possible relatives. And from there, you start to do the additional search to find those individuals.
All right. This one came from AMR LLC. They said, "How would I get around the wholesaling rule in Philadelphia? I was told to double close. Is this correct? And if it is, can you give me an example?"
All right. They say, how do you get around the law or ordinance in the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, of needing a wholesaler's license? Well, the good thing is that you don't need a real estate agent's license or broker's license. They only want you to have a wholesaler license, which is basically like a business license. Similar to if you were going to probably do a food truck, you got to have a special license for that. All right. From my understanding, the last time someone went over it with me, and that's been a year ago probably, but it's only like $500 on a background check. Right. So now that doesn't answer your question. I'm going to answer your question. So assume you don't want to do that. I get it. Now you're going to either have to do one or two things. I'm assuming, I don't know if double closings will still be allowed or not. I couldn't answer that question. That's probably going to be based on title company to title company, attorney, closing attorney to closing attorney, whether they will do that or not. That's really what it's going to boil down to on that. So, but because that's so simple, even if you can't pass the background check, I'm not saying that, but that may be the reason why, some people don't pursue it in that manner. You don't know anyone that could, or you may not have the 500. I get that too. So now what I would probably do, I would probably just try to bird dog, right? You maybe make $500 or $1,000 or $1,500 plus it give you a little experience on trying to find deals. And there's your money to come up with the wholesaler license fee.
Okay. Let's see. The Mike Show, they laughing at you doing yoga.
Oh no, don't laugh. We may have footage of everything now. When y'all see me, can put my leg up like this and both of them like this. Why? I told you I'm gonna fly here like Superman.
Nah, I just y'all bookmark that part of the show right there. Bookmark that part.
Book it
and hold him accountable.
Bookmark it.
Okay.
But I asked for a train. No one's.
Nah, ain't nobody saying that.
Somebody knows somebody. Guess somebody somebody in Birmingham, of course.
Right. Okay. This one came from Facebook from Turquoise Hodge. She said, "What is the best way to find cash buyers?"
What is the best way to find cash buyers? Well, I ain't gonna use that one. Last week when that was asked, I said find a great deal and let that build your buyers list. And what I mean by that, I'm gonna go into something else. But what I mean by that, if you use a great deal to build a buyers list or great deals, so you can only sell it to one person, right? But the other, we'll just assume Okay, so you can only sell to one person, but when you're marketing your deal through Facebook ads, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups, Craigslist, bandit signs, other wholesalers, you could only sell it to one person. But you may get 20 legitimate people that can make a deal happen that contact you. So those other 19, what are you going to do with those? You're going to put them in your database as possible, either wholesalers and or cash buyers. All right. Now, that's what I said last week. Since Jessica brought it up, I wanted to go through it. Probably one of the simplest ways to do it is leverage real estate agents. All right. I know in PropStream, they have a filter called flippers. Okay. And what they basically do is they look at a time frame, normally within a year, and see if someone paid cash, probably it was bought in an LLC or some type of business entity, and then relisted in a certain time frame. That's a high probability that's an actual cash buyer / investor. So you would reach out to those agents to see if they had a client that would, be interested in a property that you had under contract. That's a really fast way to do it. And to get that broken down to you, even more, just text the word buyers to the number.
All right. We have someone in the Gator room. So hold on while I take this off. My computer's moving slow.
How was that Kool-Aid in the Gator room? Gage.
Hello.
What's going on, my man? What's going on, Gage?
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Oh, super tight. What about yourself?
Doing great, doing great.
Where are you live streaming from?
Ohio, like the very southern border of Ohio, like right next to Kentucky. So kind of like the tri-state of Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia.
So not Cincinnati. You're going more east, southeast, sort of?
Going more east and south.
Okay, more east and south. Okay, gotcha. All right. What you got, my man?
So I'm working on getting my first deal. I'm driving for dollars, and I'm trying to connect with cash buyers and other real estate investors. And so, like you mentioned in Cincinnati, kind of like segues into kind of like my question. So I'm watching all your videos. I'm getting all this information, and I guess a little bit I like pre-intimidate myself by thinking like, well, I don't live in Cincinnati. I don't live in Columbus. I don't live in Dayton, which are like hotter markets than where I'm at, which is it's rural. There's not like the bigger cities that like we mentioned previously.
Okay.
So even though thinking about you starting out the way you did in 2002, there wasn't the availability of the internet. So as a new wholesaler looking to get their first deal, do you think because of the availability of technology we have now, it's better to do one or the other, or I should just beat the pavement and try to do it here locally to hook that first one?
What's the population of the city you're in? Do you know?
I do not. But
okay, what do you want? What's the county? I'll just do it by the county.
Lawrence County, Ohio.
Lawrence. Okay, yeah, it's small. It's only 59,000. Well, 62. Well, what am I doing here? It's only 59,000. So, yeah, that's small if that's an entire county. So, yeah. So what you'll do is you're definitely going to target those larger markets. I'm zooming out here to look. Yeah, you're quite a distance from Cincinnati and Columbus and Dayton.
Yeah, I'm 2.5 hours from both of them about.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so yeah, you're going to use the power of the internet to do that. So there's several ways to do it. What you can do is now you can just market in those cities. Do you have any boots on the ground, such as a friend or family member in any of those cities?
No, sir.
You don't? Okay, cool. All right. So now that's really what the flipper we did the other night with using the tool Privy. It allows you to do. Now, of course, using this tool, you won't be limited just to those 3 cities at that point. You go to that particular replay to explain, but just in a nutshell, it allows people that are in small rural areas or smaller populated areas to now have a real chance to go beyond, you know, the internet already existed, but this tool helps, and you don't have to use it. I'm just going to let you watch that video on that. So assuming you didn't want to use a tool, so what you have to do now is choose some markets you want to target. So you say Cincinnati, Dayton, and Columbus. Okay, because those technically are driving distance that if you had to go there, you could come back in the same day, right? Okay, so now what you need to do is make a connect with either another wholesaler there and or a real estate agent, right? That's hungry on both sides of it. That's going to be your boots on the ground. I would say probably more so an agent, you know, to work with you. Now that's where you're going to leverage your Facebook groups in those particular cities to find someone that wants to work with you. And there may be someone even watching this right now that may say, hey, you know, give me my number, and they pass it to me and I'll pass it to you or whatever, that may want to work with you on it in those markets. Now you got to determine, okay, if you establish your boots on the ground, now you need to determine how are you going to generate your leads. Are you just going to build a buyer's list in those markets, you know, doing some of the same things that you would do if you were going to do it locally, if that was an option? And once you build that buyer's list, then you basically just going to continuously scout the internet looking for postings from wholesalers and just wholesaling their deals. Now, of course, that's basically the free way to do it. Doesn't cost you anything. It's just a little time intense or whatever. Now, if you're going to do the same thing that you would do in your market, if the population would allow it, you would now build list, text message, cold call. You could do direct mail, which is a little bit more pricier. Well, quite a bit more pricier. Then you can talk about Facebook ads, YouTube pre-rolls, Instagram ads, TikTok ads. All of that's like next level stuff. Some people may have that budget to start out, but normally when you're going to start doing direct mail and those online pay-per-click options, you need to have a minimum of probably about $3,000 to start with per month that you can dedicate $3,000 a month for the next 4 to 6 months.
Right.
You know, so that just has to be just there if you're going to use those options. So if that's the case, then, only thing you need to do is just make sure you got boots on the ground in whatever market you're going to target. If you have that type of war chest to use those options. Now, text message and cold calling, you're only talking about a few $100s or whatever to get started, especially with cold calling, you know, but, you know, the cold calling is more time intense and cheaper, whereas the text messaging, you won't have to spend as much time, but it's a little bit more expensive to do. So if you're going to do it the proper way.
Okay. Well, hey, man, I really appreciate the advice.
All right. No problem at all, man. Make it happen.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to keep it going.
Okay. I thought you didn't have me.
Oh, okay. This one says, hold on. I just lost my place. Okay. This one came from Joseph Wilson on YouTube. They said, hello, the feds will increase interest rates again next month. How would that affect real estate?
Okay, he says the Fed will increase interest rates next month. If they do, we've already seen what's happened. It slowed down the buying frenzy that was going on, you know, all of pretty much 2021 and part of this year. But people still gonna buy houses and they're gonna sell them. People still gonna die. I guess that 2 plus 2 is 2. I mean, 2 plus 2 is 4. So I have to say the same stuff over again. People still gonna die. People still gonna get divorced. People still gonna lose their jobs. Unfortunately, with all of that, people still going to relocate. You're still gonna have a huge number of tired landlords. Medical bills, kids' tuition, life. That's still going to happen. Those create motivated sellers. Your job as a wholesaler is to make sure you're doing an effective job to letting people know you exist. They go, trust me, unless they make real estate free, the opportunities will still be there. You just have to make a slight adjustment, but the money's still going to be there.
Well, then maybe explain why the interest rates don't affect the wholesaling market. the same
Well,
way.
it does affect it because at the end of the day, if fix and flip people buy it, they still got to have somebody to sell to. It's just they had a lot more people to sell to, when the rates were lower. That's the only thing. So now you may transition to more buy and hold people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So renters, so that's still opportunity. Normally they will pay more than fix and flippers. So in actuality, that's sort of better or whatever, because they'll pay more because it's a long-term investment. Not always, but in most cases. Opportunity, man.
Okay. All right. Derek Bailey said,
No
"What's
echo.
up? No, what's up, Flipman and ladies?" This one came from Abdul Hakim. He's a regular for us.
Oh yeah.
This came from Facebook. He said, "What's up, Flip family? I had asked about the due diligence period. Is that when you shop for cash buyers before you lose your earnest money deposit, or do you wait the 30 days or more closing period? Is that when you shop for cash buyers? I was at my 9 to 5, so I wasn't quite clear on your explanation."
Okay, so let me look at that. So
do you shop for cash buyers during the due diligence period before you lose your earnest money, or like while in the midst of closing? I guess I don't know. He's saying like, when do I start looking for buyers?
Okay, so the question is, when should you start looking for buyers for a particular property? As soon as the ink is not even wet on the contract with you and the seller, you need to start that engine up. You could start it up even before if you're pretty sure they're going to sign it. You just may not give out an address, just an area, neighborhood. You really could start it before then, as long as you don't give out an address. So, but definitely once the contract is signed between the seller and yourself, you need to start marketing your deal to find a cash buyer to take that contract off your hands ASAP.
All right, this one came from Rosa. Get off the bus, Rosa. I always think about Medea. She said, "May I please have the email to submit a deal? The property is off market in North California."
Okay. Let's scrap it. Okay. Probably enough about somebody ain't said that in years. Scrap on the track.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure ain't nobody said that in a while. In a while.
Scrap dog. Mama D. And in that order. Text the the numbers 5050 to the number 205-964-5243. They ruined my show.
What's this song she made? I deserve.
Sang it.
I deserve. All right. This came from Carrie. What's your favorite list to target?
What is my favorite list to target?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good question. I can do you one better, Carrie. I can show you. Just text the word list. Guess those are letters too. To 205-964-5243. And in that video, I'll break it all down. I'm going.
Okay. Has your favorite list been profitable? That's another thing that they ask.
See.
Okay. Let's see. What is the process of dealing with realtors?
Y'all know I speak Spanish. That
boy trilingual.
Yoga, Spanish.
All of that.
All that.
What's
flying.
All of that.
Like Superman.
What's the thing you did?
Oh, like this.
Like that.
Can you see his arms?
Well, when I was a kid,
Story
I would have, as a kid, I would have given anything to be Superman. Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
Superman was your favorite?
What? Who didn't put a cape on their back and jump off the porch?
Superman or Batman?
Oh my God!
You would still choose Superman?
Superman over Batman?
Oh, Batman was my favorite. He was swaggy as hell.
I can whoop I can whoop Batman with his mouse.
Batman had the outfit though.
Batman had gadgets.
Superman could cut this planet in half.
Superman,
Yeah, but if you had that green rock, you could just sit Superman down like.
Yeah.
She said the green rock. Conversation is over. She said the green rock.
Kryptonite. Smallville. Kryptonite.
Man, I just like Batman because he was like suave.
Say, what is your superpower?
Debonair.
I'm rich.
Yeah. Ooh, it was giving.
Let Mr. Green on. He's like, man, y'all waste my
wait,
time.
we didn't answer this question.
Okay.
What's the process of dealing with realtors when wholesaling?
Watch the replay on this video right here, and it's going to break it all down for you. That's what the whole video is about.
All right, now let me bring Mr. Mike Green on.
Look, Mike, he catching me flying just like that. What's happening, man?
What's going on? How y'all doing?
I'm gonna land for you. Let me land. What Boo Capone would say, let me land.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's good to see you again, Mr. Flip, man.
Yes, sir.
But first of all, I must say that I had created a Google ad for the We Buy Houses that we use on the bandit signs. I got approved, so I got a Google ad out there.
Oh, that's what's up. All right. That's a different type of. My man said he has a Google ad. He's running Google AdWords. That's a different type of marketing because those leads are warm. They're expensive. But someone has literally typed on their phone or on their laptop or PC, buy my house fast, sell my house fast. Oof, them the ones you love. But they're expensive. Let me just say that. You when do the ads start?
Started yesterday. Got it verified.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. All right. Okay, well, what's your budget day? What's your daily budget?
$12.99 a day.
1,200?
Nah. I just did it for a year.
Maybe you probably take it on a promotion or something. When you say $12.99, you mean $12.99?
Yes, sir. It was like a promotion.
Okay, yeah.
But if you search it, you're gonna see it right there at the top.
Oh, you mean like not really a Google AdWord, but you have a listing on Google, is what you mean for your business?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's different. Okay, yeah, you need that though too. Yeah, that's cool. Yes, sir. Okay, that's what market are you in? Where are you live streaming from?
I am in Mississippi, sir.
What part?
I am in Louise, Mississippi. I'm close to Louise, like close to Yazoo City, Jackson area.
Oh, okay, you're in the Jackson.
In the Delta.
So you're in the central part. Okay, there. Okay. Yes, are you familiar with Wayne County?
Very familiar.
Yeah, that's why I was born in Waynesboro. You know, that's why all of the side of my mom's folks are from Wayne County. And that Waynesboro, Buckatona, Pineville, all of that area, that whole half of my family from the Mississippi side. I mean, in that Mississippi area right there. But I grew up in Alabama.
Up there too.
Yeah, we border Mississippi, so you know the next largest town was in Waynesboro. So that's why I was born in that hospital or whatever.
That's what's up.
Wayne County General.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what you got?
I got a confession. I've been trying to join to where I can do a deal with you, but it's been difficult because every time I try to watch the video or sign up, I'm having trouble. Okay. So I just want to talk to the man himself to see, it's okay. We can do some business together to get this up and going.
Well, yeah, Jackson is going. How far are you from Jackson?
Maybe 45 minutes.
Okay, so that's going to have to be your target market because it's going to be large enough or whatever. And so Jackson is going to have to be your target market. So if you find something over there, yeah, I would love to take a look at it. I've never been to Jackson, Mississippi. I've been all over Mississippi. I've never been to Jackson for some reason or not, or whatever. But yeah, so Jackson is going to be the target market that you're going to have to do all your lead generation in. Now, if you're targeting land, it really doesn't matter if it makes sense, especially in rural areas. If you're getting larger tracts of land that has road access in most cases, then that can be a possibility also. But as far as houses, maybe even commercial, you want to try to target Jackson. Are you near I-55 or I-10?
Yes.
Also,
I'm
you're
near
near
I-55 and I-49.
Okay, so yeah, if you're near those, then that helps also then, especially when you're talking about land. So
Yes, sir. It's a lot. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
There's a lot of houses for sale in Yazoo City also. That's closer to that. That's why I had the banner signs put in Yazoo City. Like we talked about the last time.
Let me look up the population on Yazoo City, Mississippi. I'm sure I already know, but we'll look it up. Yeah, that's too small. 11,000.
That's too small?
10,000. Yeah, that's too small.
Okay, I target Jackson. I got you.
Got to target Jackson.
Yes, sir. What about Vicksburg, Natchez? Is that good too?
Let me see. Vicksburg population. Okay, Vicksburg is only like 22,000. And are Natchez and Vicksburg next to each other, or?
They like about 30 minutes apart. Yeah, 40 minutes the most.
Yeah, Natchez is only 14,000. You got to do Jackson.
Okay, Jackson. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That'll work.
That'll
definitely work.
Well, just let us know, man.
But when I come across, the MLS would that be a good place to start looking for deals?
Well, yeah, since you're in a smaller town, I said Jackson. If you're gonna do the local thing, if you go back and watch this replay, if you didn't see it the other night, just text the word Flippenar, scroll down the page, and watch this particular Flippenar/webinar, and that's going to give you an option to go outside of Mississippi, period, or whatever. So, if you want.
Gotcha. Yes, sir. It was good talking to y'all, man. Appreciate it.
All right, no problem. Same here, sir. Join us again.
All right. No problem. Always.
All right, man.
All right.
Yep.
All right. You want to keep going?
Yeah, let's roll.
You want to keep going with the questions or what you got?
No, questions.
Okay. Okay, so this one says, do you just cold call to get leads? This is super beginner.
Okay, so your Dano, am I saying that right? Pereira?
That's why I didn't say that.
Your Dano Pereira. That's what I'm gonna go with. Hopefully I'm right. No, not only just cold calling. What we do, text messaging.
You said that's right.
I told you I speak. Google AdWords, Facebook ads. What's the other one? Instagram ads. That's the main stuff that we do. And obviously people send deals too, but yeah. Well, that may not be the obvious, but we get a lot of that. Yeah.
All right. This one came from Victoria Sykes on YouTube. She said, "Hey, Flip Man and ladies. Today, a friend told me her cousin lost her house because of back taxes, and they have to be out on September 9th. That's next week. What do I do now being pressed for time?"
Okay, so she said her cousin told her a friend lost her house because of back taxes. Now, each state is different on that. So what does that mean? Did she actually lose? There's no redemption period. Has the redemption period expired for that state on their property tax laws? Then, okay, yeah. All right. Now, her being evicted, you got to get the facts on it. It's sort of hard for me to answer that because you need to know the process in your state on how property taxes are unpaid property taxes work and someone actually the property being taken away from them. So what I would suggest is you may be able to find something on YouTube for your state specifically, but if not, you may be able to go to the county website or the state website so it can be explained, or you can call the county tax assessor, tax collector, whatever it's called in your state, and get someone to explain it to you, or you can call the actual state, one of those departments, similar, and get someone to explain it to you. Doesn't happen over the phone. You're gonna have to physically go down there and get someone to explain the process to you, and they can actually, if it's not a non-disclosure state, they'll probably tell you what stage that property is in and what can be done to acquire it, or your friend being able to redeem it if that's an option. That's my suggestion. Ooh, that was tired.
Okay. All right. This one came from Michelle Martin. She said, "What is the way we can get the hedge fund list for Privy if we signed up before this bonus was offered?"
Well, to get the hedge fund list, you have to pay for the yearly subscription, which is a lump sum versus the $97 a month to access the hedge fund option, from my understanding. Which I don't say that enough, but in this flipper at the end, he goes through a lot of the things that are offered with the service, and one of them is being able to access a significant size hedge fund list. If you don't know what hedge funds are, they have normally several 100,000, sometimes billions, and they just buying real estate. Now, obviously, they have minimum requirements on the properties that they buy, but they buy a lot of it, like a lot of it, and they do it quickly. And so that list could be the ultimate buyers list, for multiple cities.
Okay. So this one is again from your Dano. He said, "Do wholesalers like working with realtors?"
Well, do wholesalers like working with realtors? Oh, I thought he was asking the other way around. Well, ideally, in most cases, if you have a different, well, let me just say this: do wholesalers like working with realtors? In most cases, I'm gonna say no, because you have another person involved in the deal now, and their opinion may matter in the negotiations. So whenever you can deal directly with the owner, is always going to be a better option. In most cases, not always, but in most cases, because you're dealing with the decision making. You're dealing with the decision maker. There's no one else's financial situation dictating the deal, right? But you can work with agents. That shouldn't be off the table. A lot of times, forever, I've said newbies should avoid it. Change my tune. I love to learn, don't you? This is what this flipper is about. Your Dano, my boy, your Dano. Just watch that. That's basically what it's about, being able to work with agents.
All right. This one says, "What's the best way to market yourself so that you get more clients?"
Wow, they got some good marketing questions. So what's the best way to market yourself so that you can get more clients, more deals? So we sort of went through several of those already. The goal is to talk to as many people that own real estate, namely houses, as possible. So how are you going to do that, right? A lot of the methods that are normally used are, I'll start from some of the from zero to the least expensive to a little bit more expensive. Some people just co-wholesale. They'll build a buyer's list and wholesale other wholesalers' properties. That doesn't cost anything, just a lot of networking. Some people drive for dollars. That's gas money. Gas has went down like almost 80 some days in a row, still above $3. That's amazing, isn't it? It then went down 80 something days in a row. In most places, it's still above $3. I'm talking about 87. I don't even know what the other costs. So that's amazing, isn't it? but let something happen, it'll go up to $5 in one day. That's amazing. We got to sell the gas in the tank already before we bring the price. Oh, really? Like the hustle is real, man. I guess they don't make it bad. Don't do it. But anyway, so driving for dollars, so it's gotten cheaper to do that. So that makes it more affordable than it was 2 months ago, 80 days ago for sure. All right. And so now you can get to your cold calling, your text messaging, your direct mail, Facebook ads, Google AdWords, YouTube pre-rolls, TikTok ads, Instagram ads. Those are the other methods. So it's just a gradual, depending on how much you want to spend. You know, all methods work. Whatever method you choose or methods you choose, you have to be persistent and dedicated to it based on your budget, your time, and who you are as a person.
All right. This one came from Mr. McNeil on YouTube. They said, I have someone with 10 properties, but it's in probate. All are willing to sell, but they're some with bad taxes. What is my first move?
Okay, so I have someone with 10 properties, but it's in probate, but all willing to sell, but there are some back taxes. What's my first move? Okay, so your first move is whoever wants to sell it to you, whether it's a probate situation or not. Number one, do they want to sell? Number two, do they want to sell at a price that makes sense? Number three, you go ahead and put those on the contract, and now you start to work those deals to see if you have titles, clear titles to actually sell and what it's going to take to make that happen. Now, you don't have to. You can wait until you get a buyer in place and then let the title side of it start working for you. A title company start working on these deals to see what it would take to get them sellable, if that's a word. And you go from there. Now, you could be proactive, go ahead and pay a title company, and they'll tell you, and maybe you only want to do that on one or two. I don't know what your budget is, but you go ahead and pay them to do the title search, and they'll tell you what's needed to make those properties available for sale to get an actual warranty deed / clear title. So hopefully I gave the steps on what's needed first. I guess we can go into the topic, or you got something else? Or?
I mean, I got plenty of questions, so it's up to you.
Let's go with some. Go ahead.
Keep going.
Yeah.
All right. This one came from Marlon. He said, I got questions about contracts. You have 3 separate contracts. What's the timing on signing each?
Okay, Marlon says he has a question about contracts. Say I have 3 separate contracts. Well, technically I don't. On the site on dealulator.com, you have the purchase and sales agreement. That is for single family houses. The other is for land. It's a contract for land. And the other document is a closing detail sheet that basically helps you to simplify the deal for whoever's going to close the deal, whether it's a title company or closing attorney, who's the seller, who's the buyer, the address, the sales price, who's paying what, who's receiving what, namely your assignment fee, who's paying the closing costs, comment section to contact you. So hopefully that explains what those documents on the site are for.
All right.
That are free.
Okay. This one says, if I get a property that's in pre-foreclosure and stop it from going to the auction, how would I go about putting that property on the MLS? Do I need it deeded in my name, or do I need to list it as for sale by owner?
Okay, so they're asking, how can they get that property listed online if they just have it on the contract? It is possible. It's called equitable interest listing. A lot of agents won't do it because they don't even know what it is. But that is a possibility if you find the right agent. And of course, you could market the deal to find a buyer for it, but without it being on the market also. It wouldn't be for sale by owner because you're not the owner, but it was just more or less you presenting the deal available to pick up that contract. for a few coins. Candace.
All right.
We're going to do Candace.
Okay. Let me read this one because it's good. Hold on.
All right.
She said, I have a big deal and it's going to bring in $90,000 by using your tools. Thank you so much for allowing me to use these tools and knowledge for free. And then down here, she said, with both deals, I'll walk away with $40,000 and $90,000. How can I bless you?
That's right.
That's why I was trying to read it.
That's what I like.
Hey, Sharita. Well, ideally, I would love for you to be able to tell your story once those deals close. That's it. You know, if you want to share that content, that knowledge, that experience, be more valuable than anything. Now, I don't turn down no money. You know what I'm saying? So, but that'll be good enough. You know, so for me and others will benefit from it greatly. Love it.
All right, let's add Candace. Hello.
Hello.
What's
How you
going
doing?
on, Miss Candace? How's it going? Where are you live streaming from?
Douglas, Georgia.
Douglas, Georgia. Is that Metro? Where is that?
It's closer to Albany.
Okay, down in that southeast region.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. How's it going? How can we help you?
I got a deal, but she owes a mortgage on it. And
Okay. All right. So let's go over it. So you said you have a deal and she has a mortgage on it. So do you know the ARV on the property?
I got $46,000.
And she owes how much?
I didn't ask her, so I need to know that in order to set up everything.
Yes, ma'am. How much can you get it on the contract for?
She won't ask no more than $220 for it.
Wait a minute. You mean 220,000?
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. Okay, so when I say the ARV, that's not the repairs. ARV means what will it appraise for in excellent condition?
Oh.
You're not sure about that?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. No problem. No problem at all. If you want, I'll comp it. Hopefully it'll pull something up in that market. I'll look it up if you want to put that address out there. If you don't,
yes, sir. I appreciate it.
You want me to look it up for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second for the old. Okay, I can look it up in privy too. Let me try that. All right. Let me share my screen here. Just share the screen. All right. And so what's the address?
It's 804 Tony Avenue.
TONY?
TONIE.
Oh. Douglas. I have Trail. I don't have Avenue.
I think it's one of them, Trail or Avenue, but I think I got Avenue on the paper and then Trail on the email. Well, on the website.
Okay. All right. Okay, so just doing a first pass here. We do have some comps, which is good. All right, so I see 180. Let me just compare that to ours. Okay, so it's a 1939 bill. Yours is 1991, so we really don't want to compare that one. Let's do this 145. And what year was this one built? Doesn't give me a year built. Okay.
Year, but I got the roof you told me was done in 2014.
Okay, I'm trying to look for something similar. Okay, let's look at this 215 up here. Okay, so that's a 93 bill. Yours is a 91. That's more of a comparable comp there. It was 1,863 square feet. So it sold at $115 a square foot. So if we multiply that times your square footage, so 115 times 1689. So yeah, that price that she's asking above retail price. So she's asking for a price on it. just on the surface, that wouldn't be a wholesale deal. Just looking at those quick numbers there.
Yes.
And I crossed over a major highway here because it's a small town, so I know it won't matter or whatever in that situation because comps are normally going to be limited. So yeah, but on this one, you want to walk on this one. This is not an opportunity here.
All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Well, let me back up. You can make the offer because offers are free. I'm just saying you're going to probably have to be closer to. You're going to probably have to be closer to maybe like 120, 130, depending on the condition.
Well, they just had a lot of work done in 2016.
Okay. Well, that's 6 years ago. So, but yeah, that's cool. That's recent, but not recent. So yeah, you can get around 120, 130. You may have something. There is some activity there, which is a good thing. So,
does the mortgage part matter?
Well, that's what I was about to say. I'm glad you brought that back up. How much does she owe, or did she even say?
She didn't. I didn't ask her.
Well, the mortgage would need to be below. We'll just use 130 as the number that where your offer needs to be. Whatever she owes needs to be less than that amount, and she has to be willing to accept it.
All right.
Because the mortgage is paid off the sale of the property, assuming that the sale price covers any unpaid taxes, mortgages, or liens. So.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. And thank you very much. I appreciate that.
No problem at all. Please join us again.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Yes, ma'am. All right, guys. Let's get it. So we have the topic. Does the 70% rule still work? That is a tough question because using Privy, what I've learned, I already knew this, so it's sort of like not a surprise, but when you see stuff, sometimes it reiterates what you already know, and you may not talk about it or whatever. But each market is different. And so what someone will pay in one market won't pay in another. But there's like a general range of what they will pay. And so for newbies, I put the formula out there because you have to have something to go by, right? You have to have something. If it does nothing else, it prevents you from wasting time. Like that deal we just had with Candace. So we came up with basically $195,000. You all can't see it on the screen right now. But if I just do 70% of that, right, that's at 136. We hadn't took in consideration no repairs, your fee, or anything. And the seller's asking 225. I think what she said. That you don't have to do anything else. You don't have to worry about no repairs. No, you know you all are not close. Even if I did that at 80%, we're not close. You know, so if it does nothing else, it prevents you from wasting time on that has no chance of being a wholesale deal. So does it still work? Yeah, you just have to understand it's not the end all. You have to base it on what that market is doing and what the area, that neighborhood within that market is doing. That's where a tool like Privy, you do it with PropStream too, but Privy actually breaks it down in percentages. It'll show you what buyers are willing to pay. And that's what you'll really base it on. But again, the formula helps you to definitely when you don't have these tools because they cost money, it helps you to at least get somewhat of a snapshot of what the market is, where you need to be on the numbers or close to it. And again, if it does nothing else, it prevents you from wasting time on properties that have no chance of being a wholesale deal. Maybe something else, but not a wholesale cash deal. So does it still work? Hell yeah.
All right.
I've been rolling pretty hard, guys. If you didn't get your questions answered, post them in the comments section of any of the YouTube videos. We answer those on a daily basis. What today is? Tuesday? Mm-hmm. So we'll be back tomorrow, 3:45 p.m. Eastern. Make sure I hold those times up. So just make sure you join us. If you didn't already like, share, and follow, please do that. And subscribe to the YouTube channel. Where you see you guys on the FLIP SIDE.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Now you know 205.